With the Z Fold 8 series now out in the wild, you might be wondering which one it is that you want to order. Well, wonder no more. Here is your ultimate buying guide to the Z Fold 8 series. Welcome back to SamMobile TV. You're here with Daniel. We're going to go through a whole bunch of things about the Z Fold 8 and the Z Fold 8 Ultra to help you decide on which one is the right one for you. Now, I only have a Z Fold 8 with me, but with the Ultra being pretty much the same as Z Fold 7, I kind of know exactly what that phone would be and why you would maybe want to buy that one over this one. Let's start with the design. They are at complete opposite ends of the spectrum. Yes, they are both foldables. Yes, they are book-style foldables, but their implementation and how they operate, completely opposite. With the Fold 8 Ultra, you have a pretty standard conventional, or at least Samsung made it that way because they were the ones to sort of start it, conventional book-style foldable, where you have a pretty traditional smartphone on the front, 21:9 aspect ratio, that then opens up into a massive screen on the inside. That screen is a squarish form factor, not quite your tablet form factor that maybe you're used to, but it does give you good opportunities to consume content, multitask, and that sort of thing. The Fold 8, by comparison, is, yes, the same concept, but just executed very differently. You've got a very short cover screen, a 5.5-inch display that's 16:10 in its aspect ratio, which is very similar to what Samsung used to do, the 16:9 aspect ratio, and you had bezels all around it, so it looked a little bit different. This cover screen is quite practical. Yes, it's short, yes, it's wide, but it's compact, and it does allow you to fit it in the palm of your hand quite easily. When you unfold it, again, very, very different. You get a wider feel about it, not necessarily wider, because actually the same width as the Fold 8 Ultra is in height, but you do get a wider feel about it. It's kind of like a bit of mind trickery. It's a 4:3 aspect ratio, and then you also can turn it into portrait, and it gives you a longer version of that. And I kind of like that it has that flexibility about it, because you can sort of have it in both ways. You can have it as an entertainment version, or you can have it for like maybe some productivity, and it works in both ways. It's really about how you use a foldable. Do you want something that is kind of just the biggest version of it you can get? And then you decide kind of what you do with that inner display. Everything about it has been built to sort of mirror a bit more what a conventional smartphone does, from the way that it's taller than it is wider, and the fact that the cameras all match all of that too. It's very much designed to be a nice transition from regular phone to foldable. Fold 8 will kind of need you to have a bit of a different behavior about it. You'll need to learn something different. You'll need to go from that conventional, and then you'll need to learn new. It's kind of like going to a flip phone, but the foldable version of it. So that's just down to you. Which design and way of using the design would you prefer? Let us know in the comments. Then it's the cameras. And again, very different. Hardware-wise, they're different. You've got a triple camera setup on the Fold 8 Ultra with a 50 megapixel ultra wide. It's actually the same one that's on here. A 200 megapixel main camera, which is the same 200 megapixel one from the Fold 7, and then a telephoto camera at 3 times, coming in at 10 megapixels. Wish they'd do something with that camera. And then over here on the Fold 8, you've got a 50 megapixel ultra wide, which is the same, and then a 50 megapixel main 1 times camera, no telephoto. It's all digital zoom from that point. But it's not necessarily about the hardware that's on there. It's about how you can use them. With the Fold 8 Ultra, you still benefit from flex mode, which means you can prop it up on a flat surface, and you can capture content kind of like you could if you had a tripod. Software forms all around it. It's designed for it. Fold 8, nowhere to be seen. Samsung have ditched the flex mode software because the hardware of the hinge doesn't support it. It will, at a certain point, want to just flop open and sit flat, and it will not hold itself at multiple angles. It might hold itself at a bit, but not at a point where it's secure enough to do it as part of the software. So that might be some reason for you not to get the Fold 8 over the Fold 8 Ultra. You maybe still value that tripod experience that the Fold 8 Ultra can provide. And then with the 3 set of cameras on there and the software to go with it, it all kind of gives you a different package. This one here will still give you something. The thing that this one will do is the hardware will give you convenience. The cover screen gives you a nice large preview, and then the inside also gives you that opportunity as well. The only thing I will say is about the inside of this display is that when you are taking content like this, you're taking content in portrait. When you're taking content like this, you're taking content in landscape. And that's because of the orientation of the cameras here. That means it's actually not matching the orientation of the phone. Just something to be aware of. When you buy one of the Z Fold 8 series, you need to make sure they're protected from the start, and with a sprinkle of added convenience on top as well. The SUP case, UB grip, and UB stand cases give you just that. Inbuilt right into the UB grip case is a metal kickstand that's fully adjustable. The kickstand gives you the option for both vertical and horizontal viewing, which means that if you want to prop it up into vertical while you're sitting at your desk, you've got a nice little stand to scroll through social media. And then when you want to lock in on something like that sports game that you've been following, you can do so hands-free and follow along all the action in horizontal mode, especially good on the big screen. To go with that, it's got full 360-degree protection. The hinge, completely covered. And you also have a lip that protects the cameras, whilst you also have a privacy tempered glass screen protector built into the front case as well. The metal kickstand is also compatible with MagSafe accessories. So the Samsung wireless charger that's got magnets in it will lock straight in on the back and charge your Fold 8 Ultra. It does come in multiple colors. However, if you wanted to preserve the colorway of your Fold 8 Ultra, you've got the UB stand case. This has a thinner form of protection, but also maintains the form of convenience and flexibility that the UB grip case does as well with the included stand. Use the links in the description to grab your case from Subcase today, and thank you to Subcase for sponsoring this video. And then you've got performance. And I think this is where you can probably expect a similarity in performance here. You've got a similar size battery, 4,000 milliamp hours on the Fold 8, 5,000 on the Fold 8 Ultra. And the Fold 8 Ultra, that extra battery capacity might just be compensated for with the bigger screens. So you might not actually lose any battery with both phones. Both of them have silicon carbon, so you're not missing out there. Both of them also support 45-watt superfast charging. So again, not missing out there. You've also got the same chip. So you're going to get the same performance out of both phones as well, because they're both running the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 for Galaxy. I think I got it right that time. There will be some software differences with both phones, and I think that's likely just going to come down to the form factor again. The Fold 8 being wider actually gets some multitasking advantages with 3-app multitasking in a side-by-side form, whereas the Fold 8 Ultra sticks with the conventional way, which is the way where it's 2 side-by-side and then a third in the corner. Both will be great, but depending on how you like to do your multitasking, that might interest you. What is interesting too, though, is the Fold 8, because it is wider on that cover screen, the inner display's multitasking also becomes wider. It's a 16:10 aspect ratio versus 21:9, and you have 2 of those next to each other as opposed to 2 skinny ones. So that's food for thought. And then you've got the price differences, obviously. And I think Samsung pricing this under the Fold 8 Ultra shows where both phones sit in the lineup. The Fold 8 obviously is their entry point foldable for affordability, if you can believe that that's what it would be. But it's still a premium phone, still has very high-end engineering, still very well made. Fold 8 Ultra obviously now topping $2,000, which just seems crazy considering where it started with the Fold all the way back then, is obviously going to cost you a lot of money. But if you can value that over 7 years, with Samsung giving 7 generations of OS updates, you might get your money's worth out of it. So it's just about what you find price to performance ratio valuable and whether or not you can, I guess, want to spring for it. Otherwise, Fold 7 from last year does make a lot of sense. I don't think there's actually too much difference if you aren't bothered by a crease, because it doesn't really make much difference to your functionality and usability of the phone. There are some nice upgrades though, and when I get my Fold 8 Ultra, I'll do a side-by-side hands-on comparison so we can see them. But that's really about it when it comes to whether or not you should pick one over the other. I don't know. I still don't know. I think I would probably choose the Ultra if I could choose right now, but I am very much enjoying this little compact thing. Like, look at that. That is just so small and cute, and it just fits nicely in your hand. And there's something that has to be said about that, because that's really, I guess, what it comes down to is, what are your vibes? What are you feeling? Both phones will be excellent in performance. Both phones will take good photos. Both phones will have good video capabilities. It's ultimately, what are you feeling? Are you feeling like using something fun, something wondrous? Or are you feeling like using something sleek, polished, finished? Because that's pretty much what the Fold 8 Ultra is now. It's at that end point, almost. There's still some things I'd like to see. Anyways, you can decide. You can use the links down in the description to make that decision. I'm not going to twist your arm either way or the other. I'm just going to let you know the information and you make up your mind. Otherwise, hit subscribe to SamMobile TV. Go check us out on SamMobile.com. Plenty more information about Samsung's launch on there too. Go check it out. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks.